Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Disaster Series, all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now this is an extra large disaster episode for two huge reasons. This massive loop coaster that is now stuck in the middle of the room after I've just done an unboxing video, and I want to try and pull out the red coaster to do a comparison video at some point this week. So you're going to be along for the ride of just how much work is involved trying to create the space for two of the biggest sets that I own. It is going to be an absolute nightmare, and it's not started well because I've already broken the chain on the loop coaster in the unboxing video. Slightly embarrassing, but that video is available already on the channel if you want to see this in much greater detail. But we have made some sort of progress over the last couple of weeks with regards to getting Gotham in. We've got the base plates and everything in. The artwork looks fantastic. The fan's not supposed to be there. And that's basically the good stuff. Everything else after that now has had to be thrown onto bits and pieces of the table. That Coliseum needs to be pulled out and gone somewhere else. I started to do the Winter Village display and then very, very stupidly tucked myself into this. And then we have got all of the Disney stuff at the top. Now you might notice that there's something already moved, which is the Avengers tower just on the right hand side, because I needed some space to set up a camera to be able to do the unboxing video. But that does lead us on to a new display, because I am going to be moving the Marvel stuff from that table onto these tables and flip them over, because I want to be able to reach the red coaster mechanism to get it working just like you can with this one, and that has to go in a certain area. I think it'll be much more fun to do. Visually it'll be much better, so there is a lot to move. Now the only reason why I'm moving all of this is because I want to do the comparison video, and it's got to come out anyway, as does everything else. So it's either I put it back the same way or I swap it, and we like change. So with that being said, let's get to it. This is one of many problems that we're going to have to try and sort out today, which is this thing just here. Now, the problem is I don't know how long this is going to take to fix, and it wasn't working properly anyway, so I think the counter lever is off. Now, if it was spun around the other way and it was just here, it's on a completely flat surface. It's a little bit lower as well because it's not just on there, and I might be able to fix it a little bit easier because I can get to the front and back of it. So I don't know if I have to put it in place to make sure it's going to fit where it's going to go first, then see if I can fix a chain, and then I've got to figure out the best way of placing both of these basically side by side. I might try and cheat and have them as an L shape, so I think I'm going to have one here and then one here. So basically where all of these minifigures have just been thrown, the red coaster's probably going to have to sit there. But I had to move the Avengers tower out to be able to do bits and pieces. So it really is going to be very difficult to do this neat and tidy. I think potentially the easiest thing to do is put you in a time lapse and clear as much space as possible, pulling the red coaster out. So if I put you over there, I think I put you on the police station, I will pull everything back that way. I will destroy the Harry Potter area because that just can be done. Figure out where I can put some of the little bits and pieces. I don't want to drop anything, obviously. And then do this when we're putting the sets back. Because I think we can make better diorama pieces with these over here. And I think we can make a better display here with these, because like for example we got a base plate of space here, and then I can just have two more modulars beside it, big open areas of space, loop coaster on the one side, red coaster on the other, and then it carries on with the other bits and pieces within it. So this is basically going to be our thrill seeker section, whereas where it is at the moment, because it's not that deep and this it takes up so much space, we have no space really for a diorama in front of it, and it just looks a little bit clustered because I can't spread the bigger sets out. So I think it's going to work better over this side, but I might as well try it, because if it doesn't work then I can just put it back, because like I said, it's all got to come out anyway. So time lapse, I think for you, I'll push some of those sets down, make a little bit of space, and just see exactly what I can do. Right, so you can see space has been made. The Avengers Tower isn't in place, obviously, but that is as far back as it can go, and we can, I reckon, make a really nice display. And the fact that you now can see it from here and wrap it round, I think it might look nice on the camera, because you're going to see it from 3 sides now. You've got the clear bit on the back when I stand that side, from here, and then it's obviously going to be a nice backdrop as well. And then we just got to figure out how we're going to get the Daily Bugle in. Do we have it facing forward? Do we have it coming in? I've got ideas to create streets and things. Now, I'm going to have to move the loop coaster and put it in place of where it's always going to have gone. You might have seen me mess around with this on the camera. It was doing a thing. I have adjusted it ever so slightly. And when this comes into the right place, it's supposed to go with that. And it's not, for whatever reason, pulling it down. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure the reason why. I just need to tuck into that a little bit more. So I'll do that off camera. I don't know if I can do a comparison with it not actually working. I might try and bodge it, to be honest, because I don't know if the chain on the red one works, because it got dropped in the last move. And if you didn't realise, the mechanism on that is a lot more complex than this one. And of course, it's covered with all of the Marvel minifigures. Now, the theming will stay the same. With regards to the battle and all that kind of thing on there. And then potentially we might have an endgame battle around the loop coaster with the Avengers Tower as well, and use the building as the display, and then the space that we have over there for D&D and the castles and all that kind of stuff, it needs to be built up of a display with minifigures. So I think I just put them in the wrong way around the first time round, because yeah, I think that makes sense. But that is much later on in this week, I would imagine. Or I might bail and just do it. Might just do the move now, and then potentially should be able to pull the coasters out. All depends how easy that red one comes out. So I am not going to put you through a time lapse, because I want to see this back myself and see what this looks like. Of course, the Ghostbuster Firehouse is going to have to move. It is. Oh dear. No, don't want to do that. I've just knocked all the instruction booklets over underneath the table. That's not ideal. So you're here. I'm about to move this off the table for the first ever time. All I've done is spin it round. I've not actually picked it up yet. So this could go horrendously wrong. Now the plan is it slots straight down there. That's where the home of this was going to be. And then we'll see what it looks like close to the Avengers Tower. And then potentially we might be able to do a 1-for-1 swap. Or whatnot. I'm mumbling and fluffing around. I know I don't want to do this, because I know what's going to happen. I know how bad this can go. So if I drop this now, without of doing the comparison video, at least it looks good now. I know it doesn't work. There's no pieces missing. You know how quickly they're going to ping off when this starts to move. Now, they're in the instruction booklet. It did tell you how to lift this thing properly. So I am going to do it. I can't do it how he did it. So, oh my days, this is horrendous. How long this thing is. Because I need to spin it round on the table first. That is 100% twisting. I do not like this at all. Where can I take it from? Where can I take it from? Right, as long as you don't pick it up by the track, I should be good. But I can't see the roof. That is the worry. Right, ooh. Oh no. There we go. We are sliding in. Fantastic, fantastic. Good. Right, so exactly how it was measured. So the track overhangs that gap, so we don't have to worry about that. So I can actually push this all the way to the edge of the table, because you've got the overhang on there. And that actually is exactly where I was hoping it would go. And we do have a bit of wiggle room, but that looks nuts. I think that looks great, because instantly now we can see what we're going to start creating. Could put some little shops down there. Obviously this is going to come out, but yes, I really do like where that's positioned, and I think that will work very, very well. And I am more than likely going to keep the Avengers Tower relatively close to that. Now I know this isn't, we're not supposed to be doing this just yet, but realistically, can I get that to about there? Yes, yes you can. You can still see the loops, you can see everything. Hopefully that comes across on the camera okay. through the loop, I've got an idea for what's going to go in that far corner. I'm thinking just the Jurassic Park gates with the T-Rex behind it on that one bit of wood. Yes, and I can see all of this from here. Now don't forget, the mechanism is on this side as well. So this is what I mean about how I can move it and use it and whatever else. So yeah, I like that. That just needs to be 16 studs. That's what I want the pathway to be. And we've got a base plate in front of it, so I could start base plating all the bits and pieces as we go, I think. Yes, good. Right, I like that. So that actually will have to stay there for now. And now I need to put you back to a time lapse, put you back basically where you were. What do we have to do? That one. Basically all of this in front has to come off. That has to come off. The red coaster needs to go on this table. And then you'll see just how big this red coaster is. Because the plan for that red coaster eventually is where the T-Rex is on the other side. But instantly that now screams theme park to me, which is what I was really, really hoping it would do. I can now visualise all of this wrapping around nicely. And I can visualise, for example, on the Avengers side, we would have just three modulars if need be. We could have 1, 2, 3 little modulars coming off that one side, and then coming off this bit, we would have obviously the 2 other modulars, which would be the diner and the Doctor Strange, basically creating a path straight down the middle. It's nice that this is less than 30, it's 30 studs wide, in case you're wondering. 30 studs wide at that bit, and then it really pinches in, and then you can just get to the entrance on that bit, and we might be able to do something with there at the top. Got to get it working first, but there might be something we can do. Right, time lapse for you. I'm now happy that that's in. Right, as you just seen, I have moved it, and I have had a bit of a play. It does want to go round, but I just need to push and check all of these bits and pieces, because there's so much going on with this with regards to how the mechanism works. Because the mechanism for the chain is all the way over there, but you're all the way here. And the cool thing is that you've got a switch track as well, so you can pull it out, get it on the track, push it back in again, and then you've got 2 on the go, and then vice versa if you want to put it back to bed. But obviously you can even do that by hand, and there is ways of doing it with this as well, I do believe. I've just got to remember how it all works, because certain things do certain things. I think that's a lock. It's been a while. It's been a very, very while since I've actually been able to do bits and pieces on this, but I think we're going to make a very, very nice display out of it. I'm now thinking, is it worth the hassle and effort of just doing a side-by-side comparison on these sets? Would people want to watch this? I just don't know. I think I can only make it as an L shape. I've got no other choice. So to make it as an L shape, all of these sets have to go back up onto that table. They get thrown against the wall. This then can just be spun round and basically sit here. I could get enough space for the boxes. I put this on this table to make sure it worked, and I know this is skinnier. But if this was on this table, I'd have more space for the minifigures and things in front of it. So can I drop the red one in that gap? Or am I just asking for trouble? I think I'm asking for trouble, to be honest, but I don't know if it'd be more handy with the space. If I did that, find the instruction booklet, I've got the boxes are good to go. This is all the stuff that I've got to think of when I do it. It's when you do a side-by-side comparison. Just got to figure out where the instruction booklet is. The minifigures for this, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea where the minifigures are. I think 1 or 2 of them are here. So I'll have to get the minifigures offline, film the comparison video, set up the lighting, and then give it a go. So yeah, wish me luck. Right, that is done, and to put it politely, it did not go well. And I think that video that I've just filmed while doing this is going live after this, but keep your eyes peeled for that video because it fell off the track. Yeah, so first time it fell off the track, second time it got stuck. This did work until I moved it from about that much in the actual video, and now it's not working. So I've done something to it, but more importantly, I need to get these two into position because obviously I need this table to move so I can actually start walking through the space. So it is now time to put all of these in the correct position. Now, to move all of that, that's going to be a good chunky bit of work. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse of all of this stuff coming onto here and vice versa. And then I will then speak it with you when we're putting the bits and pieces in. I think that's the best way to do to save time, because this could take me a very, very long time. Right, I have made the sandwich, which is fantastic. So we've got the loop at the one end, obviously, the big red one at the other, and now we're going to make a really nice display in the middle. But first thing I need to do is just clear the last few bits of this, and I've got to be really careful that I don't mix these pieces up, because this one is from that one, that is also from that one. I'm going to get the cranes and stuff to go around it and repair that end. Obviously that is the Rivendell, so that can go straight over to this section right now. And now I've got to be a little bit clever, because I can't do a 1-for-1, obviously, but the carousel and all of that has to come out as well. And I've got to put stuff back in that corner. So I don't really want to move the loop coaster again back onto that table, because this is why it all breaks. So I'm going to take that away and then just do my best to basically push all of these sets down, and we'll take those off. And then what we'll do is we will then start to put it in. So my thought process is the Jurassic Park gates is basically going to go where that is. The big T-Rex goes behind it, and then when I get some of the smaller sets, that's it. So it's only on that little bit of wood. The next display starts where the Ghostbuster Firehouse is, and it comes all the way over to basically where the Daily Bugle is. That will be the space for the rest of the stuff. So the only thing, as it stands right now, will be the He-Man Castle and Rivendell, I do believe. The treehouse I will put somewhere else. So we're going to have a really nice space up here for the top. Then I can make some dioramas over a period of time, and it will give me some building space, so I don't have to keep moving this out all the time to repair some of the Ninjago stuff, potentially. Obviously not forgetting the Dungeons and Dragons and the Stranger Things, but I think the Stranger Things and the Harry Potter stuff potentially could stay close together. So this is going to take a very, very, very long time. So rather than me doing this and then putting you down and moving one piece, I think if I just set you up somewhere so you can see all of this come out, I'll put it in rough, and then we can chop and change it around like this. And if I drop anything, I will stop the time lapse and I'll let you know. Right, a little bit of progress has been made, but nothing is in the correct place yet. I just need to get the other 2 units moved over, which is the Ghostbuster Firehouse. The carousel is actually going to go where the Harry Potter bit is. I have put the haunted house there, and you can get some really nice sort of photos and panning bits and pieces from that. And obviously if I keep that facing forward, I can then do that kind of thing. And what I'm very, very tempted to do is actually make the alleyway as an alley across the back, and then add in the big carousel at the very, very end. It's either doing it that way or flip it the other way, where you've got the carousel, alleyway, haunted house, graveyard, potentially the Stranger Things, which, well, that would work. Saying it out loud now. So yeah, I think if that went in that far corner facing in, the Stranger Things went beside it and the graveyard went in front of it, that's the Drop Tower haunted house, and that is linked with this. I just need to figure out if I can actually get the diagonal alley as an alleyway down to that, on top of the table, not underneath. But it is getting very, very hot in here, so I'm going to go off, get a drink, and I'm going to catch back up with myself and you guys and go either later on today or later on in the week. Right, quick update of the chaos. That is still not touched. Now I've got to make the decision of what I'm going to do with the Doctor Strange and the diner. I think we're going to have Team Avengers for the Doctor Strange, and then the diner is going to be Team Spidey, I think, because that'll go close to the Daily Bugle, and I can keep this one to the Avengers Tower, which means we've got the same sort of scale between the two. And then we've got Aunt May's house as well. Those two are just going to be generic buildings, basically, to make up the fascia. And if there's anything we can think of with the bookstore, or over time pull out any of those modulars from Gotham, we can bring them over to here. But I have done a thing. That thing is the Ghostbuster Firehouse. It's in, and I've stepped it, which I think looks really clean, because I can then just see the entrance of this, step over, see the entrance of this, and then of course you can see the car as well, which I think does look very, very smart. But I've got to make the decision now of, am I going to base plate underneath the loop roller coaster to hide, and obviously then do bits and pieces on that bit of table, because it's such an awkward shape. I don't think I've got any other choice. I think I'm going to have to put a whole base plate down underneath all of it and then go from there, which should be okay. I don't think it'll make it too thick, because this is thicker anyway, so I don't really think it matters too much, because it's already going to be higher than the row plate. Now, talking of row plates, I have just put the one in that I customised ages ago, and that is the perfect space between the two. So I have basically the space that we've got at the front. It's a base plate and a half. Then we've got the 16 by 16, and then we've got this. So we're 3 base plates in. So I think, he says, this should, which it does, fit in. But what I want to do first is I want to put the road plate down. So this I want to put in and get all of this lined up. Magic. So that is all in. That's all looking very, very smart. So I like that. Now that means that base plate then will work here. So I can continue the road, get all of that leveled off. So I just need to push that over or push that over to get that little angle out. That, I'll spin that so the entrance is on the inside. And that is that. That looks fantastic. So we have got a really, really nice angle of those two. So we can now use the roof display on this. We've got the nice display on that. And of course, I have just triple stepped it. So we've got the Ghostbuster entrance, we've got that entrance, and then as we come round, you've then got the next building. So nothing is covering each other, which is great. The road will carry on down here, and then we'll just carry on with some sort of diorama just in front of that, just to keep it open, because I want to be able to see in front of all the entrance buildings. Which then leads me over to this side, which I'm going to have to think about, because I've already put a base plate down on this side. That's a full base plate, and that's the gap we've got. So I am going to have to either get some different base plates basically to cut all the way down, or figure out exactly what I'm going to do. So I want to leave probably the same space in front of the red coasters. That's 16 studs. So if I come 16 studs away from the red coaster, we've got then basically a loop all the way around. That will tighten that off, which then means I've just got to step and stagger the Daily Bugle with the diner, because I can obviously put some, well, I will do, I could put the 2 of these units facing that way, so we see them side on rather than forward on, so it just creates that sort of zigzag. And then it's going to very much come down to where's the best position for the Daily Bugle, and then we can get the head back in on the loop coaster, and then we're pretty much done for these 3 tables. And then it is going to need a little bit of TLC over on that side. And then obviously the chaos that is behind me will be done in a completely different upload. So we are making some sort of progress. I will catch back up with myself in a short while. I need to grab another drink. It's just ridiculously hot in here. It's just like it is. It's weird. It's just UK roofs. If you've got a loft, you'll understand exactly what I'm going on about. If you haven't, then, well, don't have to worry about it. Get all of those bits and pieces in. And then I want to add in all the figures back on here that have just obviously dropped off and fallen off, and I want to be trying to order some more figures to make these really nice dioramas up. But I think from that angle that looks nice. You can see the Ghostbusters Firehouse just behind it. You've got the back here, which I do like the look of, because also you've got the portal at the back, and I do like the art expedition. Is it exhibit? Yes, it is. It's not the stupid sing-along, it's the actual walk-through thing that they do with the museum, which is nice. And then you can see it all from the front and the sides. We've got all of the nice detail. Also, I take the pins out and then figure out if I'm going to create basically an alleyway. So we have, like I said, a Avengers-esque side, a Spidey side, and it's split up by the alleyway. It's a shame that the Dargan Alley is a full base plate wide. So I could have just used the alleyway straight down the middle and then gone into the next land, just to be really, really random. No, that looked dreadful. Anyway, right, I'm too hot, I'm overheating, I need a drink, and then I carry on. Right, final bit of progress of the day. Now, obviously, you've seen the coaster, that looks fine. You've seen that looks okay. And then it comes in. So I haven't done anything with the base plates down at the bottom, but I have added in some base plates just here. Got the base plate ready, just need one more to build up, customize that to connect it, so wrap it all the way around, so we then have a row going all the way through. Got those 3 buildings there, and obviously that is going, so that will disappear, so we can have a run of whatever down the back. I'm going to eyeball and see there's another type of ride that I'm missing. This obviously is a option, because this actually is a 16x32. So I was thinking of putting this at the end run and just have it side on. This does work, it does spin, it does do all of its fancy tricks, so it works nicely like all the others should. I've just been messing around with the window, so that's in. Start to find some more pieces. She's been put back up, so that's okay. And then obviously I just need to add in all of these, which is something I will probably end up doing on a different video. I think what I'll do is I just got to get that carousel over with the haunted house, so we have like a carousel going into the haunted section, which I think will work nicely. I think the carousel is just too big to go in that corner. What I would like to go in that corner is the big Ferris wheel. I think that would look lovely there, because yeah, that section's got its own ride. The Ninjago's fine. This is obviously our hotel stuff, and this will have the Jurassic Park bit. Now there's a lot going on with this, because there's technically a roller coaster. Obviously you've got the laser shooter from Dubai in there. You have got the Daily Bugle, which is technically a motion simulator at Universal Studios. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on. So if I was to get that, I don't know, I've got the John Wick Hotel and added it to the end of that. That would be the Continental, which again is in Dubai. So there'd be technically lots of tributes to lots of different rides there, potentially. We'll maybe add in 1 or 2 more of these modulars just to free up a little bit of space in the DC area, because like I said, it's an absolute bomb site at the moment. So I've got to think of what else I can do to keep it clean, but I do like the fact of having the road all the way around the Avengers Tower, because I think that looks smart, and then just carrying the road all the way over. So I think it just works better. I think it just looks nice. I think the buildings were just too big over there, but you can see now. I think it looks like it's better to see all the Disney stuff up top. So because it's deep, but it's not hugely deep. But we have got plenty of space to do what we want to do with this kind of stuff, because this is basically going to be almost like battle packs and army builders with minifigures, so it doesn't need to be the huge buildings that go there. I am absolutely melting, so this is overheating, and it has overheated once or twice, and as has the other camera actually. So it's the other camera that actually overheated. This one, the battery just gets too hot and I turn it off. So I'm going to do no more filming today, so I will catch back up with you later on in the week. So we are 6 days later on, and I have achieved nothing. And this is how we're going to have to end the video, which is really annoying, but this is where we have got to. I have picked up a new minifigure. So this new Ninjago character just here looks pretty cool. So he has already had some shorts made. Now, I did notice on the back of this now, I need to find the prong holes to put in the back of this. I've added that little box up in there. I have done a little battle just on the side. So I've had a little bit of a tinker, and I've added on some of the characters just up on there, and then I've added him flying down, and yeah, so there's little bits and pieces that I need to do, and I've started to put the little vehicles and things in. But ideally what I wanted to finish this upload is with all the base plates around it, and then you guys and girls can see what it looks like completely finished, and then I'll try and add in all the vehicles. But we'll just save that for a different upload. I'll put you to a time lapse and we'll just get it all done. So in the comment section below, let me know what you think of team sort of endgame sort of Avenger type thing with these three things here. Do we add in anything onto the loot coaster regarding the Marvel bits and pieces, or do we just leave it be? And over here, I will be putting all of the villains and everything and then adding them into the actual carts themselves and just seeing basically what we can do. And the plan is that a carousel is going to be moving, and it is going to go over where the space coaster is, just over on that bit, so that'll be fine. And then that'll lead into the front of the haunted house. And no, the Harry Potter isn't going to stay like that, but I can't move this now, so I just don't have the time. So keep your eyes peeled for the next upload, because we will get this bit sort of a little bit more sort of zoned in, and then we move on to the next disaster, which is, well, that, whatever that is. Right, well, anticlimax, but there it is. So guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, let us know what minifigures you think I need. Do I need to chop and change any of the other modulars? And of course, I am leaving space for the rumoured X-Men mansion to go at the back. But that is it. And again, I am done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and catch you next one. Ta-da.